Yo, what's up, guys? This is Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting, and I'm kind of a freaking big deal. If you don't know, now you know. If you haven't already watched part 1, I'm going to have the link in the description down below. Make sure you watch part 1 first because it was insane. If you are coming back from part 1, that is right. You heard it correctly. We're going into another pit game. The third version of Pit. Str8 and Fantasy somehow forced the tie in game number 1, forced a second tie in game 2, and now we're doing it for a third time going in. I've never seen 3 replays of the Pit 2v2s, but you're about to see it right now. We're going to find out if Fantasy and Gabriel can tie up this series and force an elimination game 3, or can Bubudubu and Falcated finally put them out of the tournament.
Dude, that takes the same amount of time of just holding forward.
What? Goofy, I don't know what I'm witnessing right now. That was a dominant performance by Falcated and Bubudubu throughout the first, I want to say maybe 75% of the game. And then out of nowhere, Str8 and Fantasy says, you can never count us out. Just when it looked literally impossible. I think at one point it was a 13 kill game. They made the biggest run and probably one of the best runs that I've seen in my short casting Halo career. That had to be one of my favorite games that I've ever commentated.
Let's just go into this game number 4 again, Tony. I need a second because that was absolutely absurd. Fantasy and Str8 showing some resilience. I take that back, showing so much resilience as they managed to tie that game, and now we're going to a third replay of this Pit team slayer. Fantasy spotted in front of his S1. He gets taken down. Bubudubu with some nice shots. The sniper rifle is still on spawn as Falcated is opposite the map right now, working on that player on spawn. Bubudubu with the rocket launcher overshield in the hands of Str8, and this is a 1-kill lead right now for Bubu and Fal.
1-0 lead in favor of Bubudubu and Falcated. We have rockets in the hands of Bubudubu, sniper in the hands of Falcated. Things are looking good, but I've told that story before. At this point, I'm not counting any of these teams out at any given time. 2-0 run. Bubudubu trying to go over for this. There he is. There's Fantasy right there, but Fantasy getting the kill on Bubudubu and then getting the snipe on Falcated as well. That's going to be a double kill, equalizing the situation. We are tied up at 2 apiece.
Listen to me right now. Fantasy is not just heating up, he's on fire right now, and that is a scary sight for any, and not just Str8 is as well. Fantasy and Str8 are 2 of the biggest shot hitters in the Halo 3 game right now, and both of them are completely on fire. So you got to be very nervous if you're Bubudubu and Falcated, knowing you had the game literally in your hands and you blew it, and now Fantasy and Str8 are on fire.
And once again, Fantasy getting another big kill. I'm saying Bubudubu and Falcated seem to be consistent, seem to be playing that good fundamental Halo, but Fantasy and Str8 just come out with bombs. They're throwing haymakers, and they're going in for the knockout. The 3-2 lead in favor of Run It Up. Falcated holding down this training side, and it looks like Bubudubu is going to cycle through runway and also keeping eyes on Green Hall.
I'm still trying to catch my breath right now, Tony, as this game is a 3-2 lead in favor of Str8 and Fantasy. Bubudubu doing a little sneaky play here, trying to push through runway, but that grenade's going to give up his positioning, and he knows that, so he chooses to back up into overshield as the overshield will be spawning, and he's second. Fantasy just a second late with those rockets, and now gifting the power weapons to Bubudubu. I believe the rockets are out, so he will pick up the sniper rifle, and the overshield essentially is out. Str8 manages to barely miss a headshot, takes a body shot, though, and stays alive. It's a good job by Str8 not giving up a free death, as we're all tied up 3-3 with sniper rifles in the hands of Str8 and Bubudubu and Falcated, as Falcated takes down Str8. So 2 snipers, both in the hands of the red team.
And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you that this is our 3rd time playing this map, as Bubudubu gonna take out Str8's head with that beautiful sniper kill. Goes, oh my goodness, what is going on here? Now Bubudubu showing off and showing out. That's going to be 3 consecutive kills back to back to back. And Str8 ends up spawning over towards courtyard and just running down runway, trying to get away with his life, but the shots are still ringing out. This is looking very good if you're a fan of IC.
Very pivotal kill there from Str8, taking down that player. S2 Bubudubu falls. Nice stretch though, a very impressive 6-kill lead out of Bubu and Falcated. But once again, here come Fantasy and Str8. Here comes the push. 2 players fall. Fantasy with the double kill and rocket launcher. 10-6. Falcated getting sniped off spawn. Bubudubu getting the split spawn. This is looking dangerous for Fal and Bubu. Fortunately, they have a 4-kill lead, but the pressure is on.
Green. Rockets are green. He's all the way out.
The pressure is on indeed. Bubudubu trying to stay alive, but Fantasy shooting a long-range rocket ends up putting Bubudubu one shot. Bubudubu forced to back down, but Falcated coming in for the bait and switch, putting that player down. 12-7 lead in favor of IC.
Trade out of Falcated and Fantasy right there. 12-7 is the scoreboard. Bubudubu with the sniper rifle now rotating towards the top of his snipe tower. Hits a body shot on Fantasy, but great BR shots. Those are so difficult to land. Fantasy able to take down Bubudubu, but Falcated is there to clean up the kill. Bubu now going back for his sniper, and Str8 gets that kill on Fal. So overall, that was a win for the blue team, courtesy of Fantasy's good BR shots. And now the pressure once again is on Bubu and Falcated. That overshield will be spawning. I believe it has spawned, and Str8 has acquired it. He's going to be rotating towards the high side of the map, towards green and long haul. And I'd imagine Bubu and Falcated need to use some teamwork here. Bubudubu spots Str8 pushing towards training with the overshield. There's 2 members, Fantasy and Str8. Bubu goes down. Overshield still in effect as Str8 is looking. He's on the prowl. He's on the hunt. Falcated is separated from Bubu, and this could be scary once again as Bubu is left alone in his base.
And it's only a 3-kill game. It's looking good for IC, but we saw it in that V2 version of the pit where Run It Up made an incredible comeback out of a 12-kill deficit. So we cannot count him out just yet, but I'm loving the way Bubudubu and Falcated are playing this game. Bubudubu going to make his way over towards that sniper side. He's going to grab the snipe, has a player in his sight, so now he has the information he needs. It's all about execution at this point.
Falcated looks like he's taking some damage on the blue team's base. I'm curious to see if he's able to pick. No, Fantasy has their sniper rifle in the flag. He's taking on the one-shot Falcated. I'm sure he's going to put the jets on, trying to get that kill onto Fantasy. Str8 though did not take any, actually was hit by that snipe. Bubudubu cleans him up 14-10, and Fantasy is still left alone in his flag. And now Fantasy is in danger, and so is Str8 as Falcated snipes Fantasy. 2 snipers with cross angles. Bubu and Falcated set up for success. Str8 goes down as well. 6-kill lead, and this is prime time for Bubu and Falcated as they are completely set up perfectly to make life miserable for Fantasy and Str8.
And I just want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen at home, that if IC win this matchup, they will advance forward into the elimination bracket as Fantasy and Str8 clearly understand that and get a nasty squad wipe right there. Bubudubu coming right off the spawn, going in for the challenge on Fantasy, and now is going to get rewarded with a rocket launcher thanks to his aggressive play. Rockets are coming in, Str8 going down, looking for Fantasy, and there he is over towards mid-bridge, and he noticed that custom is up. He's about to have custom and rockets.
And that was such an error by the blue team. That was such an error by Fantasy and Str8. Number one, not remembering the rockets. You allow Bubudubu to push straight through green and kill your sniper player with rockets. And not only that, you forgot about the overshield. So Bubudubu able to get rockets and overshield, and that could be the nail in the coffin for Fantasy and Str8. You got to be on top of the power-ups. You got to be on top of the rockets. And Bubudubu and Falcated looking good right now.
Normally, I would agree with you, but I mean, I'm not counting Run It Up out. I did it before mentally, and they made me pay. I'm not counting them out just yet, as Bubudubu getting behind enemy lines, gets a beautiful rocket kill, takes down Str8, but Fantasy gonna be in his sights, gets the 3 shots that he needs, tries to back down, but Str8 gonna get the kill, and Falcated not able to find an angle. A 5-kill game in favor of IC.
Bubudubu once again pushing through sword, able to get through unspotted, and I love this play. Keep the pressure on, even though you have the lead. Bubudubu able to make it all the way into the opponent's snipe side, and this is a great position to be in. Falcated sniping at your tower, you're sniping at their tower. It couldn't be any better right now for Bubudubu and Falcated, though. Nice shot on the needle pit player, who also has a sniper. How many snipers are on? There must be 4 sniper rifles on this map right now, as Bubudubu takes some damage and chooses to drop down in the courtyard. Still, this is ideal right now. You have 2 snipers and you're both watching each other, though. Str8 puts damage onto Bubudubu. Falcated is not in anywhere to help, and Bubudubu gets taken down, leaving Falcated and Bubu spawning in a kind of a compromised position right here in front of their S1.
Well, luckily, Bubudubu has an incredible long-range shot, so he's able to defend his spawn, puts the shots down on Str8, but Str8 always going in for the challenge. Fantasy comes in. That's going to be a bait and switch for run it up. Falcated going to be by himself. I think he got the no-scope shot off, but he was able to get the kill. Falcated is somehow still alive, and Bubudubu comes up with a sniper rifle of his own, and Falcated does have custom on the other side of things.
Yeah, not only did Falcated win that battle and stay alive, but he managed to get a full overshield and put the aggression on. Once again, he pushed all the way over to their courtyard with an overshield, picked up the sniper, got a free kill essentially, and now he's sitting pretty with that overshield, getting kills on kills. Fantasy able to clean him up finally though, 21-16, 5-kill game. It's not over just yet. And Bubudubu gets taken down to one shot. With that sniper rifle sitting on this ledge in his runway now, jumping back up, looking for a shot to hit, and there it is. Str8 eats a no-scope. Fantasy, though, snipes Falcated in the dome piece. Bubudubu trying to look for a snipe of his own. Takes down Fantasy, double no-scope. And a very impressive play out of Bubudubu, taking down that sniper player. Now it hops over to mid-bridge. Falcated taking some damage. Bubu, again, choosing to be aggressive. Misses a no-scope on it. Fantasy takes some damage, and Fantasy takes him down 23-18.
But you know what? I'm liking the way Bubudubu's playing it. This is the turning point that you were talking about before. If this was the first two games, Bubudubu and Falcated would have been perfectly content with slowing things down. Not this time. They want to end this game. This will not be going to time as Bubudubu putting the shots in on Str8 are going to let to stay alive here. Falcated trying to give the information from Green Hall, and Bubudubu saw that player going towards training to training. There it is. Falcated gets the kill thanks to the information, and finally, IC able to put Run It Up down, but my God, did they not want to lose? If I've never seen a team fight so hard to not get knocked out of the tournament, we got to give it up for Fantasy and Str8 because that was one hell of a series. 3 pit games, Goofy. 3.
Yeah. Incredible resilience out of Fantasy and Str8, not going down without a fight. But Bubudubu and Falcated showing that chemistry, showing the clutch factor, the clutch gene, and that essentially that history together, right? They've been teammates for as long as I can remember, and they clutched up when they needed to.
Definitely great performance. You know, Axel Toss and I were like running out of paper, taking all the notes between all these ties. From the very onset, I was starting to notice these traps, these setups and these traps that IC was at least trying to set up and execute. So, Goofy, in your opinion, you know, when you see these different individual teams, these 2v2s try to set up these traps, how much time do they have to set it up? And how much time is there to execute? Because it seems it's like between not even 5 to 10 seconds.
I would say that it's a bunch of micro actions in the game, right? So I don't think their mindset is necessarily looking to execute like a trap that the other team will fall into. It just comes naturally with the way they play off of each other, right? So depending on where their teammates are, you'll see Bubudubu, you know, position himself to bait Falcated, and then essentially the trap that you're explaining comes into effect, where because of their positioning on the map, it allows them to use their chemistry, it allows them to kind of help each other. And we saw that time and time again in all 3 of the pit games, coming from both sides, right? Str8 and Fantasy were doing a little bit of that. And of course, Bubudubu and Falcated were able to capitalize ultimately.
I told you guys that was going to be the best Halo 3 2v2 match that you have ever seen. And I guess let me know in the comment section if it disappointed, because I promise you that was the best one that I've personally ever commentated on. A shout out to Goofy. His information will be down below, Twitter and Twitch. Professional player, NavGone commentator, and he's an absolute natural, and he's disgusting at it. Make sure you guys check him out. And if you like this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe with the notification bell turned on. We're going to be putting out videos like this week after week.